It's a pleasure to welcome you to this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, that TV program that gives you updates on the activities of NAFDAC geared towards safeguarding the health of the nation. I am your regular host, Amanda Ugo.
On this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, NAFDAC announces the results of its investigation and laboratory testing following the online publication that claimed that nearly all paracetamol tablets in Nigeria are possibly underdosed. On the second segment, we'll be giving you highlights of the familiarization visit of the newly elected Executive Council of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents to the NAFDAC Director-General. In spite of the relentless efforts of NAFDAC to ensure that food products, drugs, and other regulated products under the agency's control remain of high quality and that ways to compromise them are totally blocked, it came as a rude shock to the agency to see a publication which was circulated on social media platforms and some online news media, purportedly a result of a research work claiming that all the paracetamol tablets in Nigeria were possibly underdosed. In reaction to the publication, NAFDAC had issued a press release on Monday, 14th of January 2024 as an initial response. The NAFDAC Director-General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, also assured Nigerian public that the agency will commence an investigation into the matter forthwith and that the result of the investigation will be made public immediately the investigation was concluded. At a press briefing on Monday, the 22nd of January 2024, the NAFDAC DG made the results of the agency's laboratory testing on the subject matter known to the public.
First, unlike what was published, the limited number of tablets used, paracetamol tablets from 13 different local manufacturers, were sampled from Lagos and Abuja pharmacy outlets. 2, unlike 2 tablets that was used to do their testing, we used internationally recognized standards. We used 20 tablets from each manufacturer for the assay analysis. This was done by regulatory officers with verifiable analytical skills and competencies using British Pharmacopoeia Monograph 2023 edition, volume 3. The assay test determines the amount of active pharmaceutical ingredients in each tablet. The results of our test clearly showed that all the 20 tablets from each manufacturer met the stipulated dosage standards and specifications. This includes adherence to both national and international regulatory requirements, meaning this is a 100% pass rate for the full compendium test results for the 20 samples of paracetamol tablets tested. The assay was validated, meaning repeated over and over to make sure that there is repeatability, there is reproducibility, using British Pharmacopoeia testing methodologies for precision, reliability of the dosage levels in the sampled paracetamol tablets. The assay results clearly contradict the results of the published report circulated on social media. The authors of the publication claimed that they used British Pharmacopoeia test procedure to carry out the test. We fault this grim, disgraceful publication in totality. The current edition of British Pharmacopoeia 2023 volume 3 states that paracetamol tablets can be tested using ultraviolet spectrophotometric method by using what is called absorbance at 257 nanometer wavelength. The authors claimed in the publication to have set their own absorbance at 700 nanometers. Nigeria doesn't have any international standard. Maybe they are using some standards set by themselves, but the world uses international standards. This can be fact-checked in the current edition of British Pharmacopoeia 2023, Volume 3, page 1181.
The paracetamol tablets are also tested for other parameters not questioned by the publication, and the paracetamol tablets were found to meet other required specifications.
1. The study in the publication lacks the necessary transparency in methodology, in the sample size that was used, and the selection criteria. Could the authors have a different motive? Could they have a different objective? It is obvious that the researcher did not use the test method recommended in the British Pharmacopoeia. There is no evidence whatsoever that the test method was validated, meaning repeated over and over with the right sample size, with the right solvent they are using. Those were not there. The test sample of 2 tablets used for analysis as stated in the journal is far below the recommended sample size for analysis and grossly unscientific and unprofessional. Aside from using unrecommended ultraviolet absorbance marks, no mention of the solvents used, whether it's water, whether it's ethanol, whether it's methanol. That was not mentioned. The solvents used to prepare the samples versus the standard solution. Nothing was mentioned about the sample preparation, equipment used. You have to mention the equipment, the model, the year. This was not done. Does the equipment have installation qualification, which NAFDAC does routinely? Does the equipment have operational qualification, performance, qualification, certificates? None of this was there. Facts such as instrument calibration, the last calibration date, the environmental condition in terms of temperature and humidity of the testing laboratory were missing in the publication. Lastly, other basic scientific facts, basic, elementary facts for analysis, such as the range of the concentrations used when you are doing a standard curve, was so unscientific. They said they use 0.1 to 0.01 to 0.05. When you are doing that, the unknown sample, which is the tablet that they said they got from somewhere, must fall within that range.
The NAFDAC DG added that all the points she enumerated were based absolutely on the scientific facts and laboratory testing that those competent in laboratory and scientific testing should know. She expressed her disappointment in those from whom the publication emanated. Professor Mojisola Adeyeye also said apart from being a deliberate attempt to malign NAFDAC, the action was also a great disservice to the Nigerian pharmaceutical industry and the nation at large. She therefore emphasized the importance of evidence-based information.
NAFDAC emphasizes the importance of evidence-based information to guide public discourse and urges stakeholders to rely on and check facts for accuracy and for comprehensiveness. Actually, we just learned that that article, Communication in Physical Sciences, whatever number, has been retracted as part of our commitment to public health and safety NAFDAC will continue to ensure that quality of the product is assured and continue to work with manufacturers and other stakeholders to maintain and enhance the quality of all pharmaceutical products in Nigeria.
You have been watching NAFDAC and Your Health. The program is not over yet. We'll be back shortly.
NAFDAC has observed with dismay the wanton illegality of unlicensed vendors peddling drugs to unsuspecting members of the public, despite efforts aimed at tackling the menace of drug hawking. NAFDAC hereby advises the general public to desist from buying drugs from these merchants of death. Drugs sold by hawkers are fake, counterfeit, and substandard. The hawkers expose the drugs to inclement weather, which degrades their active ingredients since they are stored in conditions that render drugs poisonous. The drugs could therefore damage the liver and kidney or lead to the death of the consumer. Drug hawkers constitute threat to our national security. Hawking of drug is one of the main causes of drug abuse, as victims continue to fetch drugs from unregistered and unregulated hawkers. Consequently, drug abusers soon succumb to the dilemma of depression, personality disorders, suicidal thoughts, mental disorder, sleep problems, organ failure, damaged immune system, memory loss, anxiety, social and economic problems. NAFDAC hereby warns those involved in the nefarious act of hawking drugs to desist from this illegal act or face the wrath of the law. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. It's good to know that you're still watching NAFDAC and Your Health.
Collaboration, cooperation, and partnership are important strategies that NAFDAC has always employed in its activities, because the headship of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye in the agency believes these are ways through which easy operation, success, and progress can be achievable. It was against this background that the management of NAFDAC welcomed the newly elected Executive Council of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents on the group's familiarization visit to the agency's office complex in Isolo, Lagos. The NAFDAC DG, in her welcome address, stressed the significance of collaboration to the agency.
The agency believes in collaborative efforts with local and international organizations to complement our robust regulatory policies geared towards protecting consumers and promoting public health by ensuring that regulated products and systems for their production are safe for the public. It is not only about public health, it is about trade. It's enough for us to have good products within the country. It's another to play in the global market. It is another for our products to get to the global market and not end up being destroyed. It has also become a great issue of concern, the number of substandard products coming into the country. And I often tell people that those products didn't fly by night and land in different warehouses. They came through people.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye seized the opportunity to remind the licensed customs agents of their crucial roles in complementing NAFDAC's regulatory efforts.
As licensed customs agents, you play a crucial role in ensuring that goods are imported and exported legally, safely, and meeting required standards. There was a publication by USFDA about syringes that come from Southeast Asia that are of bad quality. It is one thing to go to the hospital, it's another to get a problem or take a problem out of the hospital through syringes, needles that are not sterilized, that are not well aligned, and then they get into the tissue, they puncture where they're not supposed to puncture, That is how important our duties are, both NAFDAC and your association. In the area of export, the international market is competitive in nature and only welcomes products of high quality with relevant certifications and quality packaging that are environmentally friendly and beneficial to trade globally.
The NAFDAC Director-General spoke to the licensed customs agent about the need to address and put a stop to the issue of rejection faced by Nigerian-made products exported abroad.
I'm also very fastidious about our export. The problem of quality, standard, certification, and appropriate packaging for made in Nigeria products are destined for export has been an issue in the international market, and there is need to address the issue of rejections. Some exporters obtain the wrong documentation, especially fake lab results, instead of bringing their products to NAFDAC's ISO 17025 certified laboratories for analysis. When their products are tested abroad, they fail, and this leads to rejections. We are working assiduously to reverse the ban on beans. We are working assiduously to reverse the ban on beans. If that happens, we will change the lot of many people in Nigeria. And I believe it's not if, when. This calls for proper collaboration and synergy between all stakeholders to curb the negative behavior of some of these exporters and ensure only quality and certified products are exported.
The importance of proper documentation and adherence to due process was also addressed by the NAFDAC DG. Earlier on, the Director in charge of Ports Inspection Directorate, Dr. Abimbola Adeyeye, had explained the reason he initiated the important meeting.
The Director-General has a robust connection with our stakeholders. She meets regularly with ANACA, either singly or she meets with them with Nigerian Shepherds Council and with NAGA, that's the other party, and that was when I was in Abuja. We normally have regular meetings with them on issues that borders on trade facilitation. So I was wondering that, there's a change of hand, then there is need for you to meet with the Director General. And that's what gave birth to today's meeting. So it's a pleasure being here today. And I believe that there are a lot of things that are bothering their mind. One of the reasons why I asked them to have that meeting is that there are some things that are beyond my own capacity as director to do. It has to go up to Director General's level. And the only way you can have such is when you are having a meeting with Director General, you can have discussion with that, and you can have a clear-cut directives of what to do or how to go about it.
The president of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, in his reaction, expressed his gratitude to the NAFDAC DG for granting the members of his executive council audience.
We are here first to appreciate you for the working relationship we have had over time. There was a time I granted an interview and I mentioned NAFDAC specifically as the only port regulators that keep to the rule of the game. That when you are examining a container and the NAFDAC staff looks in and the issue does not relate to what he's supposed to do, he will walk away, unlike other agencies. And I must say, it's still the same up till now. I appreciate you for that training and retraining of your men that they continue to keep on their own lane.
The president of the Association of Licensed Customs Agents raised issues bothering on imports, exports, and others relating to the association's activities. He concluded by expressing his association's readiness to continue to collaborate with NAFDAC to enhance trade locally and internationally.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, said that the agency is developing an institutional framework that is supportive of non-oil export and economic diversification. NAFDAC Director South-South Zone, pharmacist Chukwuma Olibu, made this assertion during a presentation at the one-day symposium organized by the Nigerian Exports Promotions Council in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The symposium, with the theme, "To Go Global, There is Need for Certification," dwelt on the importance of mandatory and non-mandatory certifications required for non-oil exports. Pharmacist Olibu stated that procedures for export products have been streamlined to reduce unnecessary regulatory barriers to non-oil exports. He further stated that NAFDAC has streamlined regulatory systems and transparency by ensuring guidelines, regulations, and tariffs are available on the agency's website. The NAFDAC's National Pharmacovigilance Center has called on healthcare practitioners to always report all cases of adverse drug reactions. This call was made during a seminar in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The seminar had in attendance medical personnel from across all Rivers State's tertiary, secondary, and primary medical facilities. The two facilitators from NAFDAC's Pharmacovigilance Center, Abuja, Dr. Abiodun Abiola and Rosemary Ochegui, advised the medical personnel to set up pharmacovigilance committee in their various health facilities to collate individual case safety reports, otherwise known as ICSR. The participants were also trained on how to download and make use of the NAFDAC Med Safety application from Google Play Store and iOS for online complaints of adverse drug reactions. The facilitators also advised that notes should be taken of drugs that have been withdrawn from the market. They particularly made mention of drugs like analgin, butazolidine, and gentamicin of 280 mg due to adverse reactions on patients, and that they should ensure that these drugs are not found in their medical facilities. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
I hope you have been enlightened and informed. Next week's edition promises to be more enlightening and informative. Meanwhile, if you have any information for us on activities of peddlers of unwholesome food products, drugs, and fake cosmetics, please do not fail to reach out to us.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Please note, it is criminal to import, produce, distribute, or sell unwholesome food products, fake drugs, or unapproved medical equipment. Please report these heinous activities to NAFDAC to help the agency safeguard the health of Nigerians. We'll meet again next week. Stay safe.